All right, we have come down here to DeLand, Florida, a place not too far from my home base over at Spruce Creek Flying, which is just about 20 minutes away. So this is kind of my other adopted sport aviation airport. I love coming over here. And I wanted to come by and talk to the folks at this particular hangar we're in, this nice brightly lit place that we're in. This is the home of Aerosport South, I believe it is.
That's correct.
My name's Dan Johnson, and I'm talking with Troy Schlote, who's, well, tell me what your role is here, Troy.
Yeah, Dan. My name's Troy Schlote. I'm the director of maintenance down here at Aerosport South.
Maintenance, okay.
Yeah. So I drew a dabble of light sport maintenance to the bigger GA stuff, and PIA myself. So I dabble in a little bit of everything down here.
So it's kind of chief cook and bottle washer too, huh?
Pretty much.
Change the light bulbs and everything else.
All the light bulbs, all the light bulbs. Clean the bathrooms, you name it. We take care of it.
All right, great. Well, I do see in fact, it looks kind of like a Piper factory in here. You got 3 different Piper products in here. Tell me just briefly what you're doing for those folks, because most people that watch our productions think we're just light sport only and none of that. So that's not entirely true, obviously. So tell me a little bit about what's going on with them.
Yeah, so people find out that hey, there's a good A&P in DeLand on the field, and also obviously we're associated with the light sport world, being Aerosport, and but we don't just strictly do light sport maintenance down here in building. We do a little bit of the regular certificated aircraft, so like Pipers, Cessnas, Beechcraft, you name it. I can do the annual inspections, condition inspections, 100 hours. Things like that on all those aircraft as well. So we've got a few customers in here right now that are brought me their services, and I'm happy to have them.
When did you start the business down here? Now, it wasn't just you. Jeremy Knoll and Daniela Knoll, who run the Aerosport that we know up in Wisconsin, acquired this hangar, and you were part of the team up there, and then you came down here. Do I have it correct so far?
Yeah.
When did all that happen?
Yeah, once we found out that we were going to be extending our reach south from the Midwest, we decided to find a great place like DeLand, and we set our roots here in this nice big 7,000 square foot hangar, and they invited me on board to come down here and to be able to run the maintenance shop down here. And it didn't take long to convince my wife to get out of the winter, and so down we came and set up shop. It was in May is when we got down here. So,
and you're a homeowner down here as well, right?
I am, yeah. My wife and I bought and actually had built a brand new home over in West DeLand.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you think they're going away soon, that probably isn't going to happen.
No,
looks like this is here to stay.
That's right.
So you started a brand new business down here. Now, sometimes that's a little tough at first. People don't know you're there. We're going to try and help change that. But obviously, people have already begun to discover you. Tell me a little bit about how that has progressed, Troy.
Yeah. So, it started, you hope that people just see your advertisements and they see your banners and things like that locally. We reached out a lot and extended our reach to customers via Facebook, Instagram, things like that. Got some more advertising, obviously, with you, Dan. You know us, especially from our Midwest location. But people then just started calling and reaching out, and other maintenance shops are booked. They're behind, and we're more being the new kids on the block. Of course, we'll be happy to accommodate as best we can, and it just really blossomed from there. Word of mouth. People loved our business, our maintenance practices, and our flight school. So people are just kind of coming out and reaching out to us more and more every day.
Still in your first year, and it's already going that well. Of course, you bring some good credentials. You said A&P and IA. Now, for folks that don't know what that means, tell us both what A&P means and what IA means briefly.
Sure. So A&P is airframe and power plant mechanic. And, you have to obviously, you go to school, get your certification for that.
It's at least a couple of years.
It is 2 years.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, it is. It's 2 years straight, full-time school. And then after 2 years of actually working in the maintenance industry as an A&P, you can apply to get your IA, and that's your inspection authorization through the FAA. And I got that about 5 years ago now. Okay. And now, I can sign off your annual. I can sign off a major alteration or repair, and get any of the kind of paperwork done and annuals done that you need. So
now that also means that you can oversee the work of another A&P, someone without all your credential, or someone who might possess something a lot of our viewers know about, LSRM, or Light Sport Repairman Maintenance.
Correct.
So you have a new fellow that you're working with here. Tell me just briefly about him.
Yes, we have Mason working with us here now, and he's coming on board. He's going to be getting his LSRM very shortly. In the interim, we've got plenty of certificated aircraft to work on. We've got plenty of Bushcat builds going on right now. So kind of running him through the gambit of all the different things that we deal with here. And so with that being said, if he's working with me on a certificated style aircraft, bigger Piper or Cessna, I can actually write that in a logbook for him, the things that he's done, and all
that'll qualify for
that
him.
time. Good,
that helps him.
It credits him for that time and actually doing those tasks for his A&P if he'd like it.
Beautiful. Well, what a great in the military they call that OJT, on the job training,
and
some of the best stuff you can possibly get.
And
so
that's where I came from. I was
Is that right?
I was in the Navy from in the early 2000s and flight engineer on P3 Orions and things like that. But that's where it all started for me as well. So
all right. Well, you're really cruising right along then. Now the camera can't really see it, but I have some views that will cut in. But over here, just off to my left shoulder, there's an airplane that you are assembling. Is this
correct?
That'll be a factory build.
Factory built Skyreach Bushcat for a customer.
And for those that don't know, this is not the Bushcat factory. That's in South Africa. But
Correct.
You are an extension of their facility. And so
Correct.
with the right training and credentials, you can do a full factory build. What comes in looking like a kit goes out as a fully built airplane.
Exactly
Correct?
right. Yes. We get the salute from the factory. They send us all the parts, and we assemble it to their specifications. And being that we have their blessing, once it's done being built, we do all the flight testing, all of the hours. It's an official factory-built aircraft.
All right. So you buy a Bushcat. It is actually made in America to a significant extent.
That's right.
Not fabricated here, perhaps, but it's built here, assembled here.
That's correct.
Now, over there, kind of, again, beyond the airplane, off to my left shoulder, there's another kind of Bushcat going together. Tell me how that works.
So that one, the customer purchased it, and he wants to make it an experimental. So, with that being said, there's...
That way he can do some other things that would not be permitted under the current LSA rules.
Correct.
Those rules are changing. Yes, we know about that. And we'll not deal with that too much for this call. But what he can do with that is, what kinds of things would he add to it that would make that desirable for him?
Sure. So different propellers, in-flight adjustable if he wanted, bigger motors, different tires other than factory for a tricycle gear. Various, changing of the vortex generators. As you can see on our plane, we have vortex generators up on the top there. If he doesn't want them, he doesn't have to have them. So he can kind of do what he wants that way. Yes.
But he'll end up with something that looks just
similar.
about like this.
Very similar, yes. But he did the 51% of the build, and that qualifies it as a build of his own, with our assistance and experimental.
Now that means he comes here then. I mean, the airplane's right there. So
right.
This is where he's building it, right in Aerosport South.
That's correct.
And do you give him advice, help? You actually assist him? You're allowed to do some of that.
Right.
Tell me how that's working with this particular customer.
Sure.
It would not be the same with every customer, of course.
Yeah, so he shows up. He comes down when he can, and
Where's he from?
He is from the Orlando area.
Orlando, okay,
Yeah.
so not far away. Orlando, for those that don't know, Florida is about 40 minutes to the southeast. Daytona is almost directly to the east, only about 20 minutes away. That puts some perspective.
Some geographical location there, yeah. So he'll come in and he'll do some work, and so we'll kind of get him started with the factory build book. And we'll give him the sections to build, and we'll kind of monitor how he's doing. And if there's a really tough section that he can't quite get or obviously needs more people to help with, we'll definitely help him. But, there's a certain percentage, obviously, like I said, 51%, that he has to be able to build and to qualify for the experimental build. And but we're right with him. Any advice he needs, any help he needs, we're right there and to get it done safe. Is our priority is safety.
That's why FAA permits this thing. You just hit the right word there. It's safer when they've got somebody who really knows what they're doing.
Right.
Not doing the work for you, but saying, no, you might want to do this instead, or here's a better way to get that part in there, or whatever kind of thing like that.
Yes, correct.
I'm sure that's very satisfying to that customer.
It is. He loves it. He loves coming here and doing the work and just working with us as a team. We're not bossing him around. We're here for him, working right next to him. So it's great. He loves the experience.
And on a typical Florida day, you could have this gorgeous big hangar door wide open, and right out there is the DeLand Airport.
That's right.
You can watch somebody take off while he's assembling his own airplane.
That's exactly right.
If that's not inspirational, I don't know what is.
Yep, for sure. sure.
Now, I want to touch on one more thing before we let you go here, Troy, and that is that you mentioned flight instruction.
That's
so
right.
not only are you doing maintenance on GA, maintenance on Bushcats, assembling Bushcats, helping people build Bushcats. My goodness, we're already getting a pretty good list there. But you also offer flight instruction here.
That's right. That's
People
right.
are looking all over for all of those things.
Yes.
Maintenance, a place to build, and a place to get trained.
That's right.
You offer
That's
all of that right
All
here at
of it.
Aerosport South.
The full buffet. The full
Excellent.
buffet. So, yeah, we have a flight school here. Actually, this Bushcat you see
one
right here
Okay.
is one we use in our flight school currently. And so we've got 3 instructors.
Oh.
3 instructors are wonderful, great backgrounds, great credentials, some of them being military.
Okay.
And people come out, they'll do everything from no skill, no training whatsoever to get their light sport certificate. They'll have the opportunity to also get their private pilot license. And some others already have the certification and things like that. They're just rusty, maybe want to come out and do a rusty pilot review, and get back in. We'll do your biannual flight reviews as well. And some people, just can't kick the habit of flying something different. So they'll come out and see us and get a check out in the Bushcat.
Now, you mentioned the 3 guys, and you mentioned who they were, and we don't need to go into all their detail, but they have some really strong backgrounds.
That's right.
But none of them in light sport originally. So
No.
what do they think about going up in this
Oh, my gosh.
weird little thing with its different wings, and it looks so different to
Yes.
some people at first?
That's right.
Tell me what they say after they get the experience.
Yes. Yeah, they see it, initially, and they're like, I don't know, it's made out of, paper mache or something. It's not. It's wonderful material. But then we say, just go out, take a check ride, check flight in it, and see what you think afterwards. If you're not convinced afterwards, okay. Well, they always come back with a huge smile and can't get enough. So they love it. They really love it. It's something different.
Now, if you fly anything anywhere, you've probably either been in or been trained in a Cessna 150. It's kind of
That's right.
it's the hallmark of a lot of training.
Right.
And all of your guys have had that kind of background
yeah.
as well.
Yep.
But when they get in this, which some people go, well, okay, let's say it's like a 150. It's not really, is it? Give me a
no.
couple of high points. How
Oh
it's
my gosh!
different.
Well, takeoff performance. This is a stall aircraft, so she takes off really quickly. Unlike a 150 on a hot day, you're going to be on the ground a while.
You're going to use this big long runway.
That's
here
right.
for a
That's
bit.
right. And then of course you're landing. She lands even quicker than a 150. They land pretty short, but not near as short as this. And just the maneuverability, the way it handles. You're really one with the aircraft, and just you do whatever you want with it, and she'll do it.
And on top of everything else, it's roomier, right?
It's much roomier.
Tell me the story about the guy you said had flown a 182.
Yes. So yeah, he had a lot of 182 flying experience, Cessna 182, and I sat in the seat next to him, and I said, hey, if you notice, since you've been flying 182s, we're not rubbing shoulders. Look at how wide this is. This is actually wider than a Cessna 182 on the cabin. And he was shocked. He's like, wow, you're right. It is. And so much roomier than those.
You think of that as a pretty big airplane, and it is.
It is.
Physically a
Physically
larger
it
airplane.
is, yeah.
But inside, it's not so big.
That's
so
right.
really good to have all that experience.
Absolutely.
All right, so we touched on maintenance of GA airplanes. You can do the full range of that. Touched on maintenance on light sport, and you got an assistant that's going to be able to do some of that work directly after it gets his credentials, and maybe others that will join you.
Yeah.
You're doing building, you're doing kit building, you're doing flight instruction.
Right.
That's pretty much a one-stop shop for people that want to come to the DeLand Airport.
We like to think so.
I think that's great stuff. Tell us how we find you on the web, Troy.
Okay, yeah. So you can find us at www.fly-aerosport.com. And you can reach us there, no problem. All of our information, emails galore, everything is right
Telephone
there.
numbers all on that
Everything is
website?
right there. Everything you can possibly want about us, and our north location and our south location.
Great. Okay, so they do have a location still up in just across the Illinois border into Wisconsin, sort of, isn't it?
It's actually still in Illinois.
Oh, is it still in Illinois?
It's still in Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
So it's not
the other
quite
way.
Wisconsin.
The other
I
way.
misspoke
Yeah.
a bit.
Yep. Up
Okay.
at Galt
But
Airport.
up toward almost like Oshkosh.
Pretty much, yeah.
For people that are in that part of the world, you
Yep.
can still go there and get some of these same services.
Oh yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Mostly light sport services, but they offer flight training and light sport maintenance, and they're also doing the Bushcat builds up there.
Great. Or if you want to come down here and join Troy and me
That's right.
in sunny Florida, come on down and do that. I'm Dan Johnson. You can find more on bydanjohnson.com, all about affordable aviation of all kinds, including the Bushcat and many, many others. Thanks so much for joining Troy and myself here at the DeLand Airport in Aerosport South.